right, guys, let me start this off. First of all, a couple things. I saw the E60 finally, 28 outs, the imperfect game. Fantastic.
Great.
You guys nailed it. It was so
Yeah.
good. And it was really well done. Might be the best one I've ever seen. You know, I still stick to the gun that he's unique with the 28 out perfect game.
Right.
I don't see where he has to have it. But after
No.
watching it, you could tell that it means a whole lot to him if he did get it.
Right. I mean, obviously, yeah, he knew he pitched a perfect game, so
Right.
he wants to be in there in the official record books, of course. But getting to relive that whole day was pretty cool. I don't know how much you like that, you know, hearing from Brandon Inge and, you know, some Alex Avila and some of the other guys, Jim Leland. But the moment, Jared, I think you texted it, the moment where Austin Jackson made the game-saving, like the play that now everyone forgets about because of what happened with Jim Joyce.
Right.
But seeing Armando Galarraga react to that in the documentary and get emotional, that's what makes you even more want him to get the perfect game, because it's like, this seems like just a super genuine dude. But no, I mean, it was, I'd go watch it again because it was that good.
Really another thing that was cool is like Jim Leland, just the man he is. It's like we obviously all realize in real time, like, man, Jim Joyce, like, is he gonna make it home tonight? Like, we should be genuinely worried about this guy.
Yeah.
Jim Leland goes in there, says a few kind words to him. Jim Leland comes up with the whole idea to have Armando come out full uniform, bring him the lineup card. Just a lot of pretty kind of people are pretty good humans, like moments that happen from that story. One bad moment by this guy, and I feel like everything else around it has been perfectly handled by everybody. Tigers, Leland, Galarraga, everybody deserves a gold star for how they handled that situation.
Yeah, even Joyce. I mean, he flat out, he knows he blew it, and if there's something they could do about it, he's all for it. But yeah, it was well done. And this one I want to get into also, fellas, because I think you've both seen it. We haven't talked about it. We could have talked about it in our Michigan talk. Untold, Sign Stealer. I mean, what'd you guys think of that?
Yeah. Matt, what did you think? I guess, have you seen it, Matt, or no?
Yep. Yeah.
What'd you think? I'll throw it to you first.
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as like, did it shed any light one way or the other? Did it make Michigan look worse, or did it completely clear Michigan of anything? I don't think it did that.
No.
I think it did what it was intended to do. Showed how good Connor Stalions was at deciphering signals, at stealing signals. I think it was more like, let's just hear from Connor Stalions and get his side of the story. Yeah. It was interesting to hear how he broke down film, I didn't know that he did. I know he went to Navy. I didn't know he worked for the Navy staff. So it was cool to kind of hear how he broke into the coaching world. But
4 of their best seasons ever too.
Right. So, I mean, I you know, did he cheat? I mean, he said it at the end. I don't break rules. I just exploit the rules.
Right.
I think it was more that than anything. I think him and Harbaugh, whoever else on the Michigan staff, the Navy staff, figured out all the loopholes. Was he flat out breaking rules? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, but they figured out every way around every rule possible, and he was the best ever at it. So we'll see if he turns around Mumford, I guess, in Detroit.
So far, not so good on the Mumford side. I will say it made me I like Connor Stalions. Yeah. I do like him. There's something quirky that I do like, and seems like a pretty good dude. Just seems like a guy who love, clearly to a point of obsession, loves Michigan football.
Yeah.
Maybe went, definitely was in the gray area of this rule and everything, and got caught. Whether it was Ryan Day, whoever it was, he paid the price for it. And you're kind of sad. You're seeing the images of him crying as the confetti is falling. It's like, how do you not feel bad for this guy almost? Although he did, he brought it on himself in some ways. Right. Michigan probably, somewhat new, but I think we talked about it a million times. It seems like everybody probably does something like this. Michigan just happened to be the best and got caught and got told on by somebody, arguably Ohio State, if you believe that conspiracy theory at the end of the pod. But to me, it was, I came away from it thinking I like Connor Stalions. It's a shame that this happened, and he's kind of basically blackballed from college football probably forever. But I thought they did a great job with the doc. It made me like him, which I'm not sure if that was the goal or not. But regardless, it made me appreciate Stalions. And I saw Dave Portnoy or somebody say like, "That's a Michigan man," and I hate to say it, I agree. He's a Michigan man through and through. I love Stalions. and he's going down to Michigan lore forever. Well, when he walks around in the bar in Ann Arbor, I think people are like raising a glass to him. There's no ill will toward him. It's kind of awesome. So.
No, I thought the whole story was just really, really interesting, and I'm a Connor Stalions guy too, man. After hearing the whole backstory, how he grew up wanting to be a Michigan coach and finally got his opportunity to be on the sidelines working for Harbaugh, how great was that? And how great was it the fact that he would rent out or he'd do an Airbnb and sleep in his car so he could fly across country to go to games. That part was cool. I'm sure that's legit. My only concern long term on what's going to happen with this is, and it's always about follow the money, follow the money. All these tickets that he bought for people for games, where do you get that money from? That's the big question mark I have. And I don't remember them explaining it.
There wasn't really ever an explanation for that. And I do think that's part of where the question still comes, was Michigan paying him to do this? And I mean, he still says he was just giving tickets to friends and he wasn't necessarily paying them to go to these games and film the sidelines. Whether they did or not, whatever, that was on them. Mm-hmm. Like, he wasn't setting up this scheme. He just maintains he was buying tickets for his friends, no big deal.
To me, it almost doesn't matter. And this goes back to the thing, like, whether Michigan knew it, didn't know it, they probably did. And the coaches, I mean, he's getting a game ball, which that was kind of a funny, he did a great, like, Jim Harbaugh impression. Don't get a big head now, Connor. Don't get a big head. Right. It's just, but it's what we said from the start. It's like Deflategate-esque, where we do not care whether it happened or not. It's stupid. Like, we don't need to go through the rule book and did he deflate the footballs? Did he steal signs or not? It's like, it's so dumb that you just almost like it blows off my shoulder. I don't even care. Right. So
right. Well, I got one more. This will be more directed to Matt. I was flipping through the channels one night and I came across this show. And it was Bill Pullman. You know who Bill Pullman is? He's an actor, done quite a few movies, pretty good actor.
Yeah.
He's I can tell that he's Alex Murdaugh. And I'm going, what the hell is this? So there's a movie on Lifetime, okay, and it's called The Murdaugh Murders. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. It's a two-parter. It's like 4 hours. Bill Pullman as Alec Murdaugh, you got to see it to believe it. I mean, he has him down. It was almost comical when I first started watching. I'm going, are you kidding me? But he kept this accent and this whole demeanor up for the whole 4 hours. I'd give him an Academy Award just for playing Murdaugh. It was, it was pretty well done. I'd give it probably 2.7 on the 3-point scale. But if you're fascinated like I am, and Matt, I know you're a fan.
Yeah.
Check it out. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. It's on Lifetime. I think it's now on Prime and Hulu as well.
Remind me of the bullet points of the Murdaugh murder.
Well, the Murdaugh murder, first of all, there was a young kid turned up dead on the side of the road. And it ended up being tied to Murdaugh.
There's layers. There's layers.
A bunch of layers. But the big story is his wife and his son got murdered. And he's the one that called 911, and he's trying to claim it was some locals that were upset at his son who was in a boat crash and killed a girl. He was trying to immediately put the blame off. But the whole story is Murdaugh's just a shyster. He's just he ripped off people for millions of dollars, kills his wife, kills his son, and still thought he could get away with it. And, that's the main bullet points, isn't it, Matt?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. They're one of those families that goes generations of basically running their town. Their grandpa's grandpa was like the DA for years. And they basically ran this town. Their family could get away with whatever they wanted.
Exactly.
Now it's ringing a bell. This was a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. It was
the trial. Yeah, the trial was like a year ago in South Carolina.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was a big deal. I've definitely seen the promos for that Lifetime movie. We haven't watched it yet because we watched every other documentary about those trials. But no, I know exactly what you're saying, because that dude has the accent and the demeanor that if that actor can pull that off, that's like, man, give him an award.
I definitely want to hear your opinion if you watch any of it with
Yeah.
Bill Pullman, man. First, you'll start laughing, but then if you stick with it, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I just looked up Murdaugh. This guy looks like a character, man.
He
The
is.
one picture I'm looking at, it's like he's like slack jawed. I know he's not, but like they just picked the worst possible photo for him. So
I mean, and he changes his look so much because like he was
Shaved
kind of
his head.
heavy and then he loses weight. Some of the pictures he has a shaved head.
yeah, right here.
Um,
Second question: did Alex Murdaugh use Ozempic? Second search when I searched it. Yeah, quite the weight difference.
Yeah.
It is a pretty crazy story because, like I said, there's just so many layers to it. But Lifetime movies are sometimes funny because it's like dramatized, you know.
Yes.
But like a story like this doesn't need to be dramatized. So
No. I wouldn't give the movie an Academy Award, but Bill Pullman
his
he pulled it off. Yeah, absolutely. That's all I have. Do you guys got anything recently?
No, you took the. There's one thing I gotta say. So
yeah,
you guys mentioned it on your radio broadcast. So
Uh-oh.
My review of the college football video game.
Oh,
I stand by what I said. The game was rushed. 29 gigabytes downloaded in 2 seconds. What else do I really need to say? Do I play the game? Yes. It's a college football game. They could have made a CD out of human poop, put it in a college football video game case, and I would have played it. Like, people are losing the point on this whole review. Yes, I play the game. Yes, I've logged a lot of hours on the game. But regardless, the game has its problems, and I still stand behind that. For example, the Road to Glory, which is where you basically create a character and you start in high school and you go to college and you're one player position, like you're a quarterback or a running back. So, for example, the games always used to have this element where you could play in high school. You play your 9 games in high school. You go play your playoffs. You're playing for Corona Cavaliers in the college football video game. They got rid of that, and instead they made it a page when you fire up the Road to Glory. Do you want to be an underdog? Do you want to be a superstar? They made that entire high school thing into a selection screen. That's one example. So I stand by it. Do I play the hell out of the game? Yes. But does the game deserve a shitty review? Yes. If that makes any sense at all to you guys. I don't know.
Because it's the kind of game that you're going to play. You know, if you like the college football game as much as most people did, you're going to play this one. But losing some of those cool features, that would be disappointing because that was fun. It was fun to start in high school and see her all the way into Michigan winning a national title. Right. That was cool.
Fair enough.
Now you have nothing to say after.
Well, I didn't have anything to say in the first place. It was my partner that was dogging on you, not me.
Fair enough. Well, that's the updated review.
All right.
Updated review. Yeah, I was just going to bring up the Untold, the Sign Stealer documentary, I guess, but we already talked about that. So now it's just football season, right?
Now, let's do it. Let's tee it up.
Now, since there are games basically every day, we got to try and find time to watch other shows at this point.
Yep. It's going to be a long haul for sure. It's going to be tough to find entertainment stuff, but I'll fit some in. Don't worry.
All the way until February 11th or something, I think is the Super Bowl. We have football for the next 5 months.
Wait, man. It's the best.
Love it.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's call it a podcast. I want to thank the good folks at Memorial Healthcare's Wellness Center. The orthopedic walk-in clinic is now open Monday through Fridays, 8 o'clock to noon. No appointment needed. Also want to thank our other partners, ALS of Michigan, AZ Branding Solutions, Detroit Jerky, Jacobs Insurance Agency, Corey Shook and Associates Real Estate Services, Nelson House Funeral Homes, Rivals Tap House and Grill, Success Group Mortgage and Servicing, and the Shiawassee County Fair. This Friday night, Z92.5 Game of the Week, September 6th, Mount Morris at Ovid Elsie. I'll give you guys a review next podcast on how for real the Marauders are, but I got a feeling they are for real. It's going to be a fun game to broadcast. And I'm doing it with Casey. I'm going to be doing color commentary on Friday night for the first time in a while. So wish me luck. I probably won't keep stats, but we'll see.
Well,
so much for being retired.
Exactly.
I may have something in the works that's going to make keeping stats a little bit easier for you.
Oh, baby.
Stay tuned.
All right. I can't wait to hear that. All right. Peace and love, everybody. Be kind. Thanks for listening.